Alright, so today we're adding our factoring using the star method that we did yesterday to where we find the axis of symmetry and vertex, and we're going to graph our quadratics to find the solutions. Now, what are the solutions to a quadratic?
Like 1, 2, or not.
What does that mean?
That means you got like one solution.
You're right, but I want to know what that means. What is a solution?
Oh, solution? It's like where the hold on.
What is the specific answer? Can someone else help us?
Can you say the question one more time?
I want to know what solutions are to a quadratic. Pretty sure we've written it down like 3 times in here, so you can just flip back through your notes and find it. I just found it by flipping 2 pages back, so why don't we try that? Let's give everybody a chance to flip 2 pages back and see if they can look for it. Flip 2 pages back. And what does it say? X-intercepts, take a point. Which means it's where the graph crosses which axis? Good. Well, why didn't you say it? All right, Tater. Why?
I had a feeling it was right, but also like really positive.
Okay.
But now I know. So I'm good.
Okay. All right. Are we ready to work out our problems?
Sure.
Now, when you are finding the solutions, the first step is make sure the quadratic equals 0, which means that it has to be in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And then we factor it using GCF or star method. And what is the star method? Can somebody help me draw my star and tell me what I've... Okay.
And you put C.
What if there's an A? In, you put A times C, you multiply it. Why are you so awkwardly standing there? On my door?
On your this, yeah. They sent an email.
I saw it, but I was just wondering why he's being so awkward. Because he is awkward.
You were probably told not to interrupt.
And he knows me. So. Alright, so you would do A times C. What would be in the bottom? What goes on the top, left, and right? Or? And then what goes on the bottom, left, and right? Your factors? Thank you, Andrew. Goodbye. Have a great day. Alright, so when it says solve for x, what does that actually mean we do with our factors? So that's what we did here, right? We factored it. And after we factor, so once our example here from yesterday, excuse me, we factored it, we have it equal to 0, what do we do?
That's when you do like you get the things in the parentheses, and then you set them aside and the equal comes to 0.
So you split them up and set it equal to 0?
Yes.
Look at you go, take a point. Alright, so solve for x, split up parentheses, equal 0. Just do 0, Blair. Alright, and then how do you find the axis of symmetry? Because that's our last step, and that's what we didn't do yesterday, but we have done it before. Opposite of b divided by 2 times a. Good, take a point. And then once we get this, what do we do to find our vertex? Plug it in. Good, take a point. So we're combining everything that we've been doing to graph these. Hey, do I need to keep that? Are you sure? Okay. All right. Let's look at example 1. Is this one in the correct form?
No.
So what do we need to do?
Subtract.
Subtract 27. Take a point. Can I combine 27 with either of the two terms over here? Nope. So I write x squared minus 6x minus 27 equals what? 0. Now what do I do? So that was step 1. Make sure the quadratic equals 0. What's step 2? Look at step 2 on the paper.
Factor GCF.
All right. Do we have a GCF? Did these three terms have anything in common?
No.
Nope. So we use the star method. What number goes in the top of our star? All right. Troy, you're going to be so lost because you're not paying attention, and then I'm not going to help you because you're not paying attention. What goes in the bottom of our star? Top left and right. All right, so let's list our factors of 27 for me. What two numbers multiply to give us 27? 9 and 3. But we need negative, correct? Now we also have to get negative 6. So is our 3 going to be negative or is our 9 going to be negative? Why?
Because if you have a negative 9 and then you add 3, that's just going up. So
It gets you to negative 6.
Yeah.
Good, take a point. All right, and who can help me write my parentheses from here? All right, Brunson.
You're going to do parentheses 1x minus 9. And then close that, and then parentheses 1x plus 3.
Good, take a point. And what do I set it equal to? 0. All right, Alexia, can you help me figure out what to do from this step? So that was step 1 and 2. Now what do I do for step 3?
Find the actual percentage.
Nope, what's step 3?
Solve for x.
Solve for x. So I take x minus 9, Blair, and set it equal to 0, and x plus 3, and set it equal to 0.
No.
Have we solved for x? So what are my solutions? Because that's what I'm trying to find here, the solutions. Positive 9 and negative 3. Now those are 2 points on our graph, and we're going to graph all of it together in just a minute. But what is the last thing I have to do? I have to find my axis of symmetry and vertex, correct? All right, so this is step 4. All right, so this is 1, 2, 3. Now we're over here on 4. And remember, our quadratic is x squared minus 6x minus 27 equals 0. And it might help if we work this out on like our next page so that we can see it flow down the page together. Would y'all like to do that for the next one? All right. So it's the opposite of b divided by 2 times a. What is our b here? Our b is negative 6, and then the opposite of negative 6 is? Good. Take a point. And then it's 2 times 1. Where did I get 1 from? In front of the x squared. All right, what's 2 times 1? 6 divided by 2? 3.
Wait, can you just do this part already, set it to the side just to get it out the way?
Yeah, you could do this first.
Alright.
There's more than one way to do this problem. All right, and then I plug it back in, so I get 3 squared minus 6 times 3 minus 27 equals 0.
Then it's 9 minus
I don't know what you just said.
9 minus 18 minus 27 equals 0.
Ooh, this is going to be a giant.
Negative equals 1 to be negative 9.
18 is
Well, 9 minus.
Negative 9 minus 27 is,
negative.
oh, I need to make this equal to y, not 0. Alright, so our vertex is 3, negative 36, and we are not graphing that one because that's going to be way down our paper. But we are going to graph the next one. So do y'all want to work out number 2 on the back of the paper so we can see it work down the page and then graph it right beside it? Alright. Does anybody have any questions on how we did this? So it's just the same thing we've been doing over and over and over and over and over. Alright, number 2. X squared plus 11x equals negative 18. Alright, now our first step is to get the quadratic equal to 0. So how would we move that 18 so that our quadratic equals 0? We'd add 18. Take a point. Alright, do y'all want to find the axis of symmetry first or graph it first? I mean, not graph it, factor it first. Factor. Alright, so what goes in the top of my star?
18.
18. What goes in the bottom of my star?
11.
And the top left and right? Alright, so I want us to quietly, not scream it out, think of all the numbers that multiply to give us 18 and see which one adds to give us 11. So don't say anything out loud. We're just thinking.
Amazing
We're
self-control.
just thinking.
That's it.
We're just thinking. We're just thinking.
When she wants us to say it, she'll ask for us to say it.
And I'm not calling on Bronson, so everybody better be ready.
Good.
We need all the multiples of 18, and we need to see which one adds to give us 11. Henry. 9 times 2. Take a point, Henry. Good job, Henry. And 9 plus 2 is? Did anybody else get that as their answer? Fantastic. All right, now do we need to, are we done with this, or do we need to write it in our parentheses? All right, how do we write in our parentheses? Equals 0. All right, so we set it equal to 0. We factored it. Step 3, we need to find what our solutions are. So how would I do that?
Well, you guys subtract 9.
No, I split these up and set them equal to what?
0.
So I write x plus 9 equals 0, and x plus 2 equals 0.
And then you get 8 equals negative 9.
Mm-hmm. So these are the solutions, and where it's going to cross our x-axis. But what's the last thing we need to find?
It goes axis of symmetry in the vertex.
Axis of symmetry in the vertex. I don't know what you're muttering. How'd you get that? You did the opposite of b divided by 2 times a?
No.
Okay. Our b is what? And the opposite is negative 11 divided by 2 times 1.
Yeah.
What's negative 11 divided by 2?
5.5.
Whoa. Negative 5.5.
Negative 5.5. Take a point. Am I done, or do I need to plug that in to get my whole vertex? You got to plug it in to get your whole vertex. So we're going to take negative 5.5 and we're going to plug it in everywhere we see an X. What is negative 5.5 squared? What is it? 30.25. What is 11 times negative 5.5? Are you sure?
60.5.
Yes.
Is here a dollar to make it in?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Tell me what our Y is. We are graphing this one, Tater Tots. I got excited and I should have put a parenthesis there. Are we ready? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay. Alright, so I need a whole lot of negative numbers for this one, don't I? Okay. This is my x-axis. And this is my y-axis. Now, the reason I made it wonky is because I don't need any positive x's and I don't need any positive y's, correct? Okay, so let's plot our, do we need a mo? All right, let's plot our x-intercepts. Where are they at? No. You see where I wrote in blue x-intercepts and I drew an arrow? Okay, so I need to go left 2 and put a dot. And then I need to go left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and put a dot. Dylan, are you graphing?
Yes.
Alright, now I need to draw my axis of symmetry. Can you say that and not sound like a zombie robot? Negative 5.5. So I go left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then halfway. Do I put a dot there or do I just draw a vertical line?
Draw a vertical line.
Vertical line. And then the last thing I plot is your vertex. So that's down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.25. Do I connect all my dots with a U or a V?
Oh, B.
Nope.
U.
A U, it's a parabola.
I'm my bad.
Dun dun dun. You were trying the next one without me. Alright, so I want you to follow these same exact steps. Do number 3 without me. And graph it. I'm going to put mine on the board and see how it compares.